The government will officially unveil its carbon tax on Sunday. Cabinet made the decision at a meeting tonight and will meet again at the end of the week to consider the final recommendations of the multi-party committee on climate change, which is advising the government. But the government says there's enough consensus to push ahead with an announcement, ending months of speculation about how the tax will work. For more, here's political correspondent Tom Eagleton in Canberra.
An end of financial year tax return.
It's just such a great relief for us and no doubt the Australian community.
The Prime Minister is running away from the Parliament. She's running away from the scrutiny of the Parliament and the scrutiny of the people. Parliament's just been sitting for 6 weeks and the carbon tax details will be dumped straight after the Parliament has finished its work.
The government's been preparing the ground for Sunday's unsheathing of its weapon against climate change, starting with the science.
That data shows that carbon dioxide is now at its highest level in more than 1 million years.
It's also been drip-feeding policy announcements, like how consumers and small business operators won't pay the carbon tax on fuel.
Do you really think that petrol would be excluded had I not been campaigning hard to protect the motorists of Australia?
From a petrol pump in Melbourne to a fruit and veg shop in Queanbeyan, the opposition leaders planted his carbon tax message across the country.
How it'll drive up the price of your electricity bills, $300 a year, drive up the price of your petrol, 6.5 cents a litre.
Well, it's time for him to do the decent thing, to go back to Queanbeyan and to say to the people at the fresh food market that he was wrong when he said to them petrol would go up.
But the government's being cagey about how far its petrol exemption will go.
Will the carbon tax apply to passenger buses?
I can tell you that it will not apply to light commercial vehicles.
Will small business operators of concrete trucks, bobcats and backhoes be exempt from the carbon tax on their fuel usage?
Well, Mr Speaker, I've already outlined, and so has the Assistant Treasurer, outlined those that would be exempt. I'm afraid the members who are so serious about running their scare campaign have got a little while to wait yet to get all the detail.
All will be revealed on Sunday, but the heavy transport industry is already scared and its union is rumbling into action.
The trucking industry is like a sweatshop on wheels. This additional pressure will mean more fatalities, more injuries and a greater hazard for every road user in this country.
With the carbon tax countdown officially on, even the press gallery is getting jittery.
Relax. What are you guys on today?
The final political arguments are being thought through, like the opposition's attack on economists who disagree with their direct action alternatives.
Is there anything wrong with the quality of Australia's economists? Oh, look, I've got lots of opinions on economists. I think I'll save them for myself.
It's not an exact science, is it?
It's not an exact science.
G'day.
4 new Green senators clocked on for the first time today.
We've got 1.5 million Australians now who vote Green, so I'll be working on their behalf.
But I am so excited to be a strong voice for Queensland. It's the first time we've had a Green senator.
They lost their first vote after gaining the balance of power in the Senate to install one of their own as Senate President.
Senator Hogg is therefore elected President of the Senate in accordance with the standing orders.
But at their first party room meeting, Bob Brown was all smiles.
So, enjoy it all. It's just great to have you with us.
And the Greens may well enjoy the period ahead as they seek to challenge the dominance of the major parties. But there's also a lesson from history. The Democrats once wielded a similar power over John Howard's government, but the party room soon divided over how best to use it, and they slid into oblivion. Tom Eagleton, Late Line.